In this edition of Falmouth in Focus, local activists gather in solemn remembrance of unhoused people who lost their life from being left out in the cold.
Farming Falmouth volunteers drill and hammer a new greenhouse into place to grow even more fresh food next year for the Falmouth Service Center.
Look at the lights.
And a holiday spirit lights up the night as we relive our town's holiday stroll and village green lighting. This is Falmouth in Focus, and it starts right now. Hello and welcome to Falmouth in Focus, our bi-monthly roundup of local events and FCTV member engagement with the community. I'm Michael Kasparian.
And I'm Eileen, Preston. The holidays are a time to enjoy the closeness of loved ones at home and to foster a spirit of caring in the broader community. It can also be the time of year that's most difficult for those without access to reliable housing or any housing at all.
For 33 years, the longest winter night of the year has been designated as National Homeless Persons Memorial Day. This year's winter solstice night fell on December 21st. Homelessness outreach organization Belonging to Each Other led other community organizations in a vigil to remember those who lost their lives without stable housing. Here's a closer look at that gathering.
We're going to have a brief memorial for the people who have passed away this past year who were homeless on Cape Cod. It varies from year to year. Fortunately, this year it appears to be down a little bit, which is great, but it's 61, which is a lot. We don't have the names of all of them for privacy reasons, so we'll be reading off the first names of the people we do have.
God of many names, tonight we gather to mourn those who have died. Some known to us, some known only to you.
How weighty to me are your thoughts, O God. How vast is the sum of them. I try to count them. They are more than the sand. I come to the end. I am still with you.
And now I'd like to welcome Dylan Fernandez to share with us a reading of the poem, A Prayer for the Homeless.
Comfort the homeless as they walk their difficult paths. May I know that anyone, even me, can be homeless.
Some of them will be remembered for what they gave and for what they took. They all made a difference in this world. They were all children once, with so much potential.
We are grateful for every person who offered or acted as a blessing to the person without a home, be they social workers, healthcare providers, police, politicians, clergy, cooks, or simply kind friends.
Tonight we'll remember the names of 36 individuals from Cape Cod that since our last meeting passed in the streets of Cape Cod from homelessness. Mark, Marky, Peter, Tanya, George.
At the end of the service, we have people go outside and camp out for the night, some in cars and some in tents. I think we'll have people do that for a little while today, but we're going to advise people it's too cold to stay all night.
Learn more about belonging to each other, an FCTV member organization, by visiting bteofalmouth.com online. And to see that memorial vigil in its entirety, check cable and streaming listings on fctv.org/watch.
The hardest hit members of the population experiencing homelessness are commonly described as rough sleepers. That's also the title of the latest book by Pulitzer Prize-winning author Tracy Kidder. It's about Dr. Jim O'Connell's decades-long quest to create a medical care community for Boston's most desperate street dwellers. This fall, Housing Corporation of Cape Cod hosted Tracy Kidder and Dr. O'Connell at the Marine Biological Laboratory's Clapper Auditorium. Here's a sample of that event.
People who live in the shelters most of the time, homeless people, die at 4 times the rate of their counterparts in the general population. Rough sleepers are died somewhere between 12 and 14 times that number. So we're dealing with a truly lethal condition. On the other hand, you know, there were. I don't want to say, some of these people were just wonderfully tough and hard not to admire in some ways.
What the homeless people who put us together wanted was continuity of care. They wanted doctors and nurses and teams that, just like we want, someone who's going to be there today and also be there next week if you're sick, or 2 years from now, and get to know you. And when they heard I was going to be there only for a year, they couldn't stand me because they said, we don't want to like open up and have you get to know us and you're going to give us all whatever you're doing, and then a year from now you're just going to leave us. So I had a real existential crisis about that because I was acting just like the person they didn't like. And so I remember struggling with that. But then what I got captured by, as all of you know, if you take care of these folks, one, it's initially how complicated everything is. When you have when you have diabetes and you're also struggling with schizophrenia and you're also caught with an addiction or substance use disorder, it's really complicated to take care of that person when they live outside or in the shelter. And I think all of us who cherish doing medicine are overwhelmed by the complexity. So I was initially caught by, this is much harder than when I was working in the ICU where I had control of everything. Yeah. And I was compelled by that. But what I wasn't ready for was to realize how slowly things happened. I'm used to give a medicine will cure somebody, and it didn't happen like that. And I remember that's where the nurses, Barbara in particular, came to my rescue. If she would say things like, if you're looking to change people's lives and get rid of this homelessness, you're in the wrong business. Right. You're a doctor. It really was about just taking care of people. It wasn't about changing society, even though we'll fight like hell to change society. The likelihood we're going to do that in the next 5 or 10 years is pretty slim. But these are sick people who need your care now. And I was stunned by how much they appreciated all of us being there, and then how strong those relationships became. And then I think that's when it all changed. That's when you realize, oh my God, this is exactly where I wanted to be, although I had no idea until I got here.
And
is that okay?
Yeah.
The full Rough Sleepers discussion is available on FCTV's public channel and on your favorite streaming platforms. Visit fctv.org/watch to learn how to tune in.
In just a moment, more ways Falmouth people are caring for each other in the spirit of the season. We've got police cruisers stuffed with toys by Santa's helpers in blue, and a special seaside arrival by Old St. Nick himself at Falmouth Harbor.
Belonging to Each Other is an organization that guides our Falmouth neighbors experiencing homelessness on their path to stability by providing temporary cold weather housing and year-round loving supportive services. I am Christina Williams, pastor of North Falmouth Congregational Church and vice chair of Belonging to Each Other. Rabbi Joaquin Prince once wrote, Neighbor is not a geographic term, it is a moral concept. By this definition, we have many good neighbors in Falmouth, and some of them helped make belonging to each other's mission possible this past winter season. 15 meal team volunteers made and delivered 326 meals to 45 people who were sheltered in local motels during dangerous weather. The Falmouth Service Center helped feed 22 of our neighbors experiencing homelessness who lived in 2 of our homes. 30 volunteer drivers took their neighbors to their jobs, medical appointments, and even helped them move into their new homes. 120 businesses, healthcare, and community organizations donated money and items to their neighbors so that they could rebuild their lives, like used furniture and housewares, toiletries and cleaning supplies, even walkers and hearing aids were donated for seniors experiencing homelessness. 12 local congregations stocked our houses and provided needed funds and holiday meals. Many more volunteers transformed the 2 houses belonging to each other rents into temporary homes for our neighbors transitioning to stability. Even school children got involved by making valentines for our neighbors experiencing homelessness. The list goes on and on. Thank you, Falmouth, for being a place filled with good neighbors.
It seems like it wouldn't be Christmas in Falmouth without the police department's Stuff a Cruiser drive downtown.
As they have in previous years, our fellow residents rose to the challenge and jam-packed not one, but several police vehicles with gifts for the Toys for Tots program. Take a look.
Stuff a Cruiser!
So we're out here today for Stuff a Cruiser. It's Falmouth Police Department, obviously, and we're collecting toys for Tots. That's who it's going specifically to. We've been doing this for several years now, and a lot of the officers are volunteering their time to be out here to collect and give back as well.
My name is Julie Hennigan, and these fabulous ladies behind me are part of the Fabulous Females of Falmouth. This is our 3rd year doing this for Toys for Tots and the Falmouth Stuff a Cruiser, and this year we've exceeded our goal. We've raised $5,000 for the toys, and we have 5 carloads of toys to bring and stuff the cruisers with today.
As the temporary caretaker of the Falmouth Police Department, I take great pride in seeing not just our officers come out donating their time for those that are in need, but their families coming out as well, their kids, their spouses. It really is heartwarming during the holiday season to spend time with family and for them to giving up some of their time, given that we are short-staffed at the moment and they're working so many hours at work, to volunteer, come in and partake in these events is just definitely heartwarming for me, and it just shows me what's just a phenomenal staff we have and community we have here.
We take our time to come out here just because it gives us a good relationship with the community. Most of the time we deal with people on their worst days, and having an event like this, we get to actually see smiles and happy people, and it actually does more for us than the community sometimes to have these great interactions.
Thanks, Chris. Police officers, when they donate their time, they come out here, they understand how important community engagement is to the community. It bridges the gap between the police department and the community. They have no problem donating their time. We have many events throughout the year. We all donate our time to things like the Wounded Warrior Ride earlier in the spring. This season, we have about 5 to 10 officers, 3 weekends in a row. So it's a great event for the officers to engage with the community.
It's a great environment. We got the Christmas music playing. We got everyone's happy, everyone's smiling. We candy canes and all kinds of fun stuff. It's a great day.
This is a great example of how generous the town of Falmouth really is. A vast majority of people coming out of the store today are donating, and it was the same thing the last couple weeks. Shopping carts full of toys for these children.
Growing up less fortunate myself, a lot of my Christmases were because of this. So for me, it's coming out here and helping out to have a kid who was like me growing up, have a good Christmas.
So we want to say thank you to everyone in Falmouth, everyone that's donating. It means a lot to us in Falmouth and a lot to the families that you're reaching out to. It's great to see everyone come together, and every year it's more and more gifts are getting donated. We've only been here since 11. I'm not sure what time it is now, probably 11:30, and the van's already full, and we're still waiting for somewhere to put all of these toys into.
The holidays can be a stressful time for many of us, but even more so for families suffering from financial insecurity.
The Falmouth Service Center has been serving the needs of Upper Cape residents since 1983, collaborating with many local institutions to support and improve the quality of life for those in need. We recently visited with their executive director, Karen Delaney, to learn about a special holiday program to keep kids warm this winter.
The Service Center is the regional food pantry and social service organization on the Upper Cape. Where currently our food program is open to any household in need from any zip code. And in addition, we have several other programs. We have financial assistance for Falmouth residents. We also have special programs like back to school, Thanksgiving baskets, and right now we're in the middle of our children's holiday program. We have Falmouth and Mashpee families enrolled in that program, and they're receiving for the younger kids a brand new coat with hats and gloves, and the parents also are receiving gift cards so that they can go out and purchase gifts for their children. As you might imagine, it's very hard to walk through the doors of a food pantry and say that you need food for your family. So we try very hard to work with our volunteers and be kind, warm, compassionate, and we often get thank you notes saying this was a judgment-free zone. I felt totally safe coming here, and we work very hard to do that so people feel welcome when they come. And particularly this time of year with the holidays and the stress of maybe losing your second or third job, paying your high heating bill, this can be a relief knowing that there's a place where you can get food, enroll your children in the children's holiday program, enroll for the Thanksgiving baskets, because as we all know, the holidays are very stressful. There's a lot of demands on your time and your financial resources. So our mission is to reduce stress, reduce hunger and ease stress. And so we try to do that for all our clients. Prior to COVID, we were serving about 200 households a week through our food pantry. Last week, we served 652 households, which is triple what we were doing before COVID. The numbers we're seeing right now are astounding. Everybody is saying the high cost of rent, their homeowners insurance has gone up, their bills, and quite honestly, the cost of food is it's one of the highest on the Cape, the cost of food. So the reasons are many, and we do find somebody only might need us for a couple of months, sometimes just through the winter. And we are glad to be of that resource. We also try to connect them to as many community partners as possible. We can help clients apply for fuel assistance. We have mass health assistance here. As I said, we have financial assistance for Falmouth residents. And with that, we help with utilities. We help with homeowners, mortgage and rent. And when someone applies to us for financial assistance, we strongly recommend that they come to the pantry because we have produce and meats and dairy, and by them picking those items up here, it frees up monies that they all have more money to pay towards a bill. And people find that they can save anywhere from $100 to $200 a week by doing their shopping here. If you need help or you know someone of help, they can definitely call us at 508-548-2794 or go to our website, falmouthservicecenter.org, where they will find a button of Get Help or Volunteer or Donate. And we welcome anybody who wants to volunteer who needs assistance. You may only need assistance one time. You may have a medical bill you're facing, or you just lost your job and you need temporary help. Go to our website. You will find lots of information there about our programs.
You can find more information about the Service Center's good work at falmouthservicecenter.org.
FCTV member organization Farming Falmouth grew a whole lot of fresh food for the Service Center this year, and they plan to kick those operations into high gear next year. To accomplish that, the group recently brought its volunteers together to put hammer to metal. Here's a closer look.
We're raised in a greenhouse. Farming Falmouth has a service garden on Andrews Farm. Last summer, we produced more than 1,000 pounds of fresh produce on just about a 1/16 of an acre. Next year, we're going to quadruple that.
In regenerative no-till, you are planting the moment you're picking, utilizing that square footage as quickly as possible. The greenhouse just allows so much more of that. This has been an awesome showing of our volunteers' versatility and diversity. Our volunteers are our lifeblood.
We're going to take the appropriate next step, which is sheathing.
We tied up the end of the plastic roll as it came off of the roll, and with long lines, because this is a 60-foot long greenhouse, we just pulled it down right at the crest of the greenhouse. We've got a beautiful windless morning to be able to do this without having to worry about wind blowing everything around.
This greenhouse being one that has been constructed 3 times in 3 different places with 3 different levelings and post placement, I would say it went amazing.
This is not an instructional video, so it was a little bit of fudging around, but we got it straightened and I think it's pretty good now.
1, 2, 3.
Farming Falmouth!
I just love the idea of getting together with a bunch of people and actually achieving something.
Still to come, a healthy dose of holiday joy with the lighting of the village green and land ho ho ho. Santa comes ashore for a harborside huddle with Falmouth's good little children.
There is hope. Share your thoughts.
Talk to us.
Be a lifeline.
You are not alone.
You are not alone. You are not alone.
You are not alone.
A jolly time indeed this season on the path from Woods Hole to Nobska Lighthouse. FCTV member Tomas DeLinks shared these images of trolley rides from Woods Hole Village to the famous landmark. Next stop, hot chocolate and caroling by the seaside. Jovial elves welcomed kids to the craft center for some festive crayon work and a meeting with Mrs. Claus inside Nobska. We're told she faithfully relayed all their messages to Santa himself. Thanks for the shots, Tomas. Looks like a great time.
Certainly was. It was a great addition this year to the Friday night festivities in Woods Hole. And you know, you're going to see a little bit of me in these next few items because I helped organize them in my role with the Chamber of Commerce. For years now, Falmouth has stoked up the Christmas spirit by arranging a special seafaring arrival by Santa Claus himself at Falmouth Harbor. I was lucky enough to be right on the boat with Santa this year. Why don't we take a look?
All right, one step at a time, Santa. One here. One here. One here. Hey, Merry Christmas, everybody. All right, Merry Christmas. Are you guys ready? On the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me a partridge in a pear tree. And everybody here is on the nice list.
I'm Christopher Ricci, and I'm the choral director at Falmouth High School. This is a group of 9th through 12th grade students who have auditioned for this group. We call it Repertory Singers at Falmouth High School, and they're just a wonderful group of kids.
Do you remember you made that big list and you sent it to me? You can send it to me. There we go. Merry Christmas. Oh, one way up here, huh? Merry Christmas. You've been good too this year.
Do you want to grab one?
Merry Christmas, huh? You've been good. Hi.
What a most memorable time for Santa Claus to come here. Even though we all got plenty of work and all the elves are busy at work, Santa loves coming down here and seeing Falmouth, Massachusetts.
This is a holiday tradition that's been going on for many, many years, way before my time. And it's just wonderful. It's all about family.
Ho, ho, ho!
Michael, I knew you were an important guy around town, but I didn't realize you were also Santa's right-hand man helper.
Absolutely.
I also know for a fact you are a key participant in that other major Falmouth holiday tradition, the lighting of the village green. Let's have a look at that one now.
Look at the lights, twinkling bright, 24/7.
This is my first holiday stroll. Me and members of my team are having an absolutely fantastic time. I look forward to participating in this event for many, many years to come. And all of us at the Falmouth Police Department wish everyone a happy holiday.
But I heard him exclaim as he drove out of sight, "Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night."
Tonight we'd like to have a special remembrance of a beloved friend and co-worker, Park Supervisor Richie Plesher, who passed away suddenly this past October. As a special tribute to Richie, we have his wife Christine in the crowd tonight, his son Richie Jr. and daughter Brianna in attendance, along with their grandchildren.
4, 3, 2, 1.
We started opening up the church probably about 6 years ago, and we really didn't know what to expect. We knew that people would probably like to warm up and to use the bathroom. What we didn't realize is how many people really wanted to gather to raise their voices in song with one another. And of course, this isn't a new tradition. This church was established in 1708, so for 315 years, people have been doing this very thing, gathering together and raising our voices at this time of year. And it does feel good. It's wonderful.
It was such a clear night for those evening festivities, and such a soggy day for the parade about 12 or so hours later. Despite the gloomy weather, Falmouth folks came out in force and made the best of it. More than 60 local organizations marched along, and we should give a shout out to the winners of the day. The award for Best Youth Float went to Flip Flop Gymnastics. Best Adult Float went to Joe Q Veterans Coffee Break. And the overall Best of Parade award went to Bands for Badges. Special thanks to everyone who put on their rain gear and showed some spirit on Main Street that Sunday. Your town salutes you.
What a perfect note to end on. That will wrap up the show for now. I'm Eileen Preston, and I wish you all a very happy holiday.
As do I. I'm Michael Kasparian. As usual, let's go out on your local photos and videos. We're always thrilled to see the stuff you've been shooting with the hashtag MyFalmouth. We'll be back in the new year with one last look at 2023. Until then, we'll see you around town.